John. Why do they call you Dino when your name is John?
They reckon I look like him. You know, James Dean.
They need glasses.
I don't fancy you either.
Don't get cocky with me, son.
Look, what is this, eh? I mean, what am I supposed to have done?
Take off the bandage.
What?
The bandage on your hands.
Why?
Do as you're told and have less lip. Somebody bit you, did they? Like an old woman, perhaps, who's in hospital at present with a fractured skull.
What? My girlfriend gave me that. Very passionate girl.
Where were you yesterday afternoon between 2 and 3?
I was with her. We was having this, private party up at her place.
You're lying.
Not me, pal.
Yesterday afternoon, you broke into a house in Carlton Street.
No, I didn't.
Only the owner came back early because she'd forgotten her purse. And when she caught you in there, you threw her on the floor and smashed her head.
Look, I was with me girl. And if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Ask her outside.
Who? Outside?
Hartley's answer to Charlie's Angels. She saw me there.
He was there when I arrived. Must have been about 4:30.
Well, he says he was there all afternoon.
He's lying.
Yes, but if the girl is prepared to say that he was...
I'm sure she won't.
Where were you between 2 and 3 yesterday afternoon?
At home.
On your own?
No, with Dino Forbes.
Doing what?
What do you think?
You're lying, aren't you?
No.
He says that he's your boyfriend.
That's right.
But you've got a boyfriend. He's on remand in custody.
I have lots of boyfriends.
Why are you covering for him?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you get a cut, did you, of the old lady's savings?
She's lying.
Of course she is. You prove it, though.
Can I have a go at it? Do you mind?
Help yourself.
Why are you lying to us, Arlene?
I'm not.
Roy's your boyfriend. You know I know that. And how you feel about him. Has Dino threatened you, is that it? That is it, isn't it?
No.
Look, there's nothing to be frightened of. We'll give you complete protection.
I don't want your protection and I don't want your help, right? I just want to be left out of it.
But you're already in it, aren't you? And right up to your neck if you provide him with a false alibi. I mean, you do realise that's a serious crime in itself, perjury. Now, listen to me, Arlene. For your own sake, if nobody else's. The old lady got a good look at the boy who attacked her, right down to the rings he was wearing. And when she's better, we'll hold an identity parade. And if she picks out Dino, your alibi will count for nothing anyway, but it leaves you right in it. You'll be facing charges yourself then. Remember the talk we had the other day? About Roy starting a new life, and you being the one to help him, probably the only one, because you knew the sort of life ahead of him if you didn't. Well, I think that got through to you, Arlene. Now then. Let me tell you what happened to put the old lady in hospital.
I don't want to know. It's nothing to do with me.
Oh, yes, it is. And Roy, too. A lot to do with you. Now, you told me your Roy wasn't a real heavy, but is Dino? I mean, really? He didn't go in that house to attack an old woman, presumably. He went in there to steal, so why did he attack her? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. She disturbed him and he panicked, and that could just as easily have been your Roy.
No.
Could still be sometime, somewhere, if you don't help him. And you're not going to be able to help him, are you, Arlene? If you're in trouble yourself by saying you spent the afternoon in bed with his mate. I mean, will Roy listen to you then, when he hears that? You disappoint me, Arlene. You really do. You told me you love that lad, and I believed you.
Wait.
The defendants will be remanded in custody for 8 days, pending further police inquiries. Take them down, please.
Oh, hello, Arlene.
Hi. Can I have a word with you, please?
Yes, of course.
Roy's still here, isn't he?
Yes, he's down in the cells now. Why?
Can I see him?
Yes, I should think so.
Only... Well, I've been thinking about what you said, and... Okay, yeah, you are right. He does listen to me. If he could just get off with probation or a suspended sentence, then perhaps we could start fresh.
Well, I'm afraid it's not up to me now, Arlene. It's for the court to decide.
Yeah, I do realise that. It's just, well, I thought... Well, what happens if he pleads guilty, right? Admits it? It's bound to make some difference, isn't it?
Well, it's up to the bench. For our part, we'd make it clear to them that he'd given us every cooperation and saved us a lot of time and trouble by pleading guilty. Put it this way, he couldn't do any harm.
So, could I see him?
Plead guilty?
Well, you did do it, Roy.
Yeah, but if I plead guilty, I've no chance, have I?
Not much chance, anyway.
There's always a chance, Arlene.
Only that's not the point, is it? It's not, is it, Roy? I mean, there comes a time, and I mean, if you're going to end up an old lag eventually, then you've got to stop all this.
Look, I told you, I'm going to. And if I get off with this one, that's me finished with it.
It's not, is it? It won't be, you know it won't. If you get off with it this time, you'll be back down the arcade with that lot and it'll start all over again.
So what do you want me to do? Get myself sent down?
No, just admit that you did it. Tell him you're sorry. Tell him you're really going to try or something. And if that policewoman speaks up for you, then you probably only get probation anyway. And then perhaps we can work something out. I mean, with us.
What are you saying, Arlene? That if I don't, that's us finished?
I'm saying that I don't want to spend the rest of my life visiting you in places like this. Or Borstals. Or prisons.
Roy Brown, you have pleaded guilty to the charge. You've also said you're very sorry, and we're sure that you are. At the same time, you have admitted burglary, and this is not your first offence. In fact, anything but. It is our opinion that what you need is what the Home Secretary has called a short, sharp shock. The sentence of this court is that you be sent, therefore, to a detention centre for 3 months, in the hope that it will make you realise the seriousness of this sort of thing. Take him down, please.